The woman raised her buttocks to her boyfriend. The man understood and slapped her hard. As the old saying goes, those who show off their affection will die soon. The fat man next to him saw this and had evil thoughts in his heart. Soon the two entered the coffee shop. When they entered the coffee shop, the fat man became the chef. The two were only concerned with intimate interaction. No one noticed that the fat man added something to the coffee. The fat man angrily threw the coffee on the table to stop the intimate interaction between the two. But just when the woman was about to drink the coffee, the clerk started to ring the bell frantically. The fat man also took out the spray gun and prepared to make a scene. Seeing this, the man also took out his pistol. He thought he had encountered a robbery gang. He threatened the fat man not to act rashly and asked the clerk to stop screaming. Seeing that the other party was a ruthless person, the fat man threw his gun directly. The man didn't want to cause trouble either. He fled the hotel with a gun, but the hotel owner would not let them go so easily, so he called his younger brother. The returning younger brother happened to meet the fleeing couple. Unexpectedly, this group of people disguised as policemen. The woman was relieved. She stopped the car and tried to seduce the policeman again. When she found something wrong, her boyfriend had been strangled and dragged out of the car. The woman wanted to help but was shot with an anesthetic gun. In this way, the two were carried into the car and sent back to the hotel. The injured man was thrown into the deep pit. There were several bodies here. It was obvious that this illegal thing was not the first time. The woman was locked in a cell by the fat man, and her whole body was constantly washed with a cold water gun. The woman knew that this was not a solution, so she hid a nail and continued to use her beauty to seduce the fat man to open the cell door. In order to reassure the fat man, she took the initiative to let her lock her feet. The fat man, who was already lustful, opened the cell door. The woman took the opportunity to pierce the fat man's eyes with a nail. The man also climbed out of the deep pit at this time, rushed to the cell and beat the fat man to death and rescued his girlfriend. Unexpectedly, on the way to escape, he met the boss who came back. In order to survive, they stepped on the accelerator and hit the boss. The demons were finally sent back to their hometown and the two were completely safe.